All right, guys, so for this next one, I am going to show you 2 different ways of solving this, and it kind of has to do with what you feel more comfortable with. If you, well, you'll see both of them, but tape diagrams, very visual. Then there's the idea of like multiplying fractions. So it kind of depends on what you feel more comfortable with, but I'm going to show you both, and I think that you should definitely try out both and like write down both so that you can practice. It's always a good idea to practice different strategies. So a food company that produces peanut butter decides to try out a new version of its peanut butter that's extra crunchy, using twice the number of peanut chunks as normal. This is the same problem, guys. The company hosts a sampling of its new product at grocery stores. 5 out of 9 prefer the new extra crunchy. Okay, so again, extra crunchy 5, regular 4, total 9. Okay, you can probably still see that, or you can rewrite it every time, doesn't matter. If the company is planning to produce 90,000 containers of crunchy peanut butter, how many of these containers should be the new extra crunchy variety, and how many of these containers should be the regular crunchy peanut butter? What would be helpful in solving this problem? Does one of our comparison statements above help us? Yes, the one that helps us is the original ratio of 5 to 4. Talking about the ratio of extra crunchy to regular. So I'm going to model that in a tape diagram first. It's going to kind of be my first strategy here. So extra crunchy, 5 people prefer extra crunchy. And then for regular, we've got 4 people. Okay, so if the company wants to produce 90,000 containers of crunchy altogether, we want to know what the value of each one of these is. So I have 9 boxes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to take that total and I'm going to divide it up between the 9 equal boxes. So I know 9 goes into 9 one time, and then every other spot is going to be a 0, but I want to keep it lined up. So 10,000. Each box is 10,000. And since I have these tiny boxes and I can't fit 10,000 very well, I'm going to put 10K. Remembering that K stands for 1,000. So 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Okay. Going back to the question, how many of these containers should be the regular? Okay, so I'm going to look regular. I've got 4 groups. So 10,000 times 4. Regular. Oops, I should write that out here. 40,000. 40,000 jars. Okay, and then I'd also, so I skipped it. I also want to know the extra crunchy. So now we know 10,000 times 5. So extra crunchy. Well, what is 10,000 times 5? It's just 50,000, right? Just 50,000 jars. That's not that many. 50,000 jars. Okay, so that's a tape diagram version. I'm going to show you also when it comes to multiplying fractions. So here I know that the total. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first one mentioned was extra crunchy. So we're going to figure out, all right, how many will be extra crunchy? 5 out of a total 9 are extra crunchy, right? Multiply that by the total. All right, sorry, my phone died, so I got cut off. But so I'd multiply that by the total. I have to put it over 1 because I need both sides to be a fraction. So 5 times 90,000, I'm gonna get 450,000 over 9. Okay, so I'd have to divide to reduce. Okay, and then I'm gonna have zeros all the way across. So 50,000 extra crunchy out of 90,000 total means the remaining 40,000 would just be regular. Okay, so 2 ways to solve that problem. Either one that's like more comfortable for you is really good to keep in your back pocket, but you know, if you get to a test, you forget how to do one way or... All right, so now I'm looking at exercise letter D of that peanut problem. So again, I'm gonna write those numbers to the side. Extra crunchy 5, regular 4, and total of 9. You probably still can see that, but I have a different sheet, so I have to keep writing it each time. Okay, so if we look at this using a tape diagram, if the company decides to produce 2,000 containers of regular crunchy peanut butter, how many containers of the extra crunchy would it produce? So my ratio is regular to extra crunchy in this problem. Okay, regular is 4 to extra crunchy, I remember, is 5. So if 2,000 are regular, that means this portion here is 2,000. Zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so I need to do 2,000 divided up by those 4 to figure out the value of each one. So that's going to be 500. 500 for the value of each box. Okay, so it defines extra crunchy. There are 5 of them. So 500 times 5 equals 2,500. So my answer, 2,500 jars of new extra crunchy peanut butter. Okay, now shortcut, you could have noticed if I'm talking about a ratio of regular to extra crunchy, that would look like 4 over 5 equals, I know 2,000 of them are regular. I just need to know how many are extra crunchy. Okay, and this is just a shortcut, guys. If this makes sense to you, it's really good to have this in your back pocket, kind of cut a little time. So 4 times something would give me 2,000. I know that that's 4 times 500. So I just need to do 5 times 500, and I'd get 2,500. Okay, and I'm going to show you that kind of shortcut in the next example as well. If the company decides to purchase 10,000 containers of new extra crunchy peanut butter, how many containers of regular peanut butter would it produce? So in this problem, it's talking about extra crunchy to regular. Okay, kind of flip-flop from the top one, which was talking about regular to extra crunchy. This one's talking about extra crunchy to regular. So 5 to 4. Okay. Extra crunchy, and I wish they would have given me a little more room here. I'll just pretend that part's not there. So extra crunchy, that would be 10,000. So this part here is 10,000 jars. So I have 5 equal groups. I'm going to divide that by 5. Okay. And I'm going to get, and when I divided that, I got 2,000. So each of these is 2,000. I'm going to make a little abbreviation for 1,000 by putting K. So 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. All right. And if I want to know how many regular. I'm going to do 2,000 times 4 equals 8,000 jars of regular peanut butter. Just like that. And then a little shortcut. Again, it's talking about extra crunchy to regular in this problem, which is 5/4. I know that the number 10,000 for extra crunchy, so I can plug that in. I say what? 5 times what is 10,000, which is 2,000. So 4 times 2,000 is 8,000. Either way, I get the same answer. And the last one, if the company decides to only produce 3,000 containers of new extra crunchy peanut butter, how many containers of regular crunchy peanut butter would it produce? So it's talking about extra crunchy to regular, okay, which is a 5/4. 3,000 of extra crunchy. So I divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to find the value of each one. Okay, 3,000 divided by 5 is 600. So each one is going to be 600. Okay, to find regular, I do 600 times 4. I know 6 times 4 is 24. Plug those 2 zeros back in. 2,400 jars of regular peanut butter. And the shortcut one more time. This is extra crunchy to regular ratio, which is 5/4. What do I know? 3,000 represents extra crunchy. 5 times what is 3,000? 5 times 600 is 3,000. So 4 times 600, 2,400. Okay, you only need to be able to master one of these two ways, but it is important that you see me model both ways, because you can always check your answer by doing both, or you can stick with the one that works best for you. All right, and that wraps up our—
Great job!